That was unacceptable. Wolves have become that team that teams would like to play if they're in a rut, if they're in a bad run of form. Are you feeling a bit down about yourself? Are you lacking confidence? Do you need a point? Do you need 3 points? Do you need to get yourself out of this rut? Molineux Stadium, Wolverhampton, that's your venue, guys. Roll up. We have become a walking, talking Premier League therapy session where we're not here to do the good work for ourselves. We're there to benefit everybody, guys. I can see it already. Us all sat in a circle, everybody. Ralph Hasenhüttl stands up, starts talking about how his team lost 9-0. And then Nuno from across the circle turns around and says, "We are with you, Ralph. And you know what we'll do? We'll even let you get through in the FA Cup. Just to sweeten the deal a little bit. And you know what? We're going to play these guys in 4 days' time. How the hell do you think they are going to feel about themselves now going into that game? I don't think it's going to be negative. So Nuno's got a lot of shit on his head today for the way we set up, the way we approached the game against a team who, frankly, didn't play well to beat us, made plenty of mistakes in the final third of the pitch. But again, we allowed 45 minutes to pass without getting a shot at goal, without threatening them, and just allowing them to build any level of confidence that they might, be able to scrabble between themselves, and actually look like a football team again, because that's what Southampton started to look like towards the end of that game, because we were 1-0 down. We just decided that, you know what, we're going to throw on the big guns, as we called them, Traore, Neto, stick them out on the flank, put Jose up there and see what happens, and hopefully they'll come up with something. And it's not good enough. It's not acceptable for a top-level Premier League side with the ambitions that we have. So, Nuno, you've got a lot to answer for, mate. And the more it goes on like this, the more I think at the end of this season, you need to pack your bags. And you know what? Unless you fix up, that's the way things are going to go.
Season over. Nothing else to play for now. Mid-table finish. No excitement for the rest of the year. Should have taken it to Southampton. They've lost 4 on the spin. We haven't taken it to them at all. The starting lineup was appalling. It's just an abysmal performance again. We had 1 go at the FA Cup in our first season, and that's it now. He's given up with it. We beat Chorley by 1 goal. We were lucky to win that. Palace again, good goal. We were lucky to win that. There was no intent tonight. You knew as soon as that starting 11 come out, there's no intent. Just why start Fab, Vitinha and Gibbs Shite up front? It's a complete waste of 3 players. There was no goals coming in. Who was going to score the goals tonight? There was nobody there to score. Gibbs Shite can't score. He's awful. He's a waste of a player, to be perfectly honest. I'll just bin him off again as soon as we get the chance. Ruddy's not at fault for the goals. Like I said, season over. 10th place is the best we could probably get now. Not going to set the Prem on light again. Season over.
I am no longer up for a cup. We had a real chance to get into the quarterfinals and even progress even further. And Nuno's put a big risk on tonight, resting essentially the front line, where all our goals are going to come from in this team at the moment. It's got to pay off, ironically against Southampton again when we play them in a few days' time, because otherwise this is such a wasted opportunity. We know that Wolves aren't going to push into, let's say, even the top 8, probably not even top half this season, so why not have a cup run? It's an extra couple of games, it is not much, and it just feels a bit of a waste, in all fairness. The game itself, we weren't great. We never looked like scoring. Don't get me wrong, yes, we should have probably had a penalty with the Gibbs White one. But if that's all we're resting our hopes on, it's not going to get you very far against a team as good as Southampton. I think it says quite a lot about the performance, and arguably against Chorley as well, that John Ruddy was probably man of the match. And, even then he had a couple of iffy moments. Look, we played well against Everton, did well against Arsenal, result-wise. Let's go back to a team that, did well in those games. Hopefully we can just mount something in the league so we have a respectable finish instead of just limping over the finish line. We'll see how we get on. I'm still optimistic in terms of us doing something okay in the league, by which I mean finishing, between 10th and 12th at this point. But, it's just a big shame about the Cup, to be honest, because, that's what we'll remember. And no matter how crap we were this season, if we'd have got into the semi-finals again, it would have been something really special to remember.
Hi guys, terrible game really, but judging from the lineup from the beginning, I said straight away it's going to be so difficult, no real attack going up front, and we saw that in the first half, especially before the recruitment came on, that we had no shots on target, no real shots at all, and it was always going to be the same. Morgan Gibbs-White is a championship player, and Vitania obviously hasn't had enough minutes, and I still doubt we're going to take him on. 20 million for him, I just can't see it happening. Fabio really struggled again to get into the game, and probably should have got that ball in the back of the net with that one attempt that came in. Just a disappointing night, and I said it from the start, poor line-up. Nuno wants to focus on the Prem, I can understand why he did it. Rest players, rest Neto. So that's it now. Cup's over, let's focus on the Prem, and maybe, if we're lucky, get in the top 10, maybe 10th or 9th, maybe possible, but we'll see what happens. Really disappointing, and probably shows why Ruddy's our second keeper, because really he should have put his boot through that and put it into the crowds, but it is what it is. We were already losing anyway. That error's not really going to make up for it, but move on to Sunday and hopefully get 3 points, and then if we can get on 30 points, we're pretty safe, looking at how low the bottom three are. But hopefully Nuno can give the lads a bit of a shout, and hopefully someone like the chairman can give Nuno a bit of a telling off for playing such a weak side. But let's move on. It wasn't the Prem. Points and staying up is what we need, so let's move on and look forward to Sunday.
Unbelievable. If you treat the FA Cup like it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, you get made to look like a Mickey Mouse team. Absolutely embarrassing way to go out tonight. The lineup stunk from the start. I don't want to hang out sort of Fabio, Morgan Gibbs-White and Vitinha out to dry, but you play that front three against an established Premier League side like Southampton, you're going to get made to look stupid. We were lucky to lose by only 2 tonight. It took until like the 70th plus minute to have our first shot on target. It's embarrassing. Any sort of sentiment that Nuno's gained over the years, he's completely chucked it out the window, had a shit in the toilet, and then chucked his shit on the sentiment. He's completely lost any sort of faith that he's earned. He looks devoid of any enthusiasm. Is that brushing off onto the players now when they turn up for training every day? Because it looks like it to me. Where do we go from here? Because I hope Fosun's still invested in this project, because we're seriously looking over our shoulder. If you think Wolves are too good to go down, you need to have a flipping large cup of coffee or a massive just dose of reality. We're awful. The manager cannot coach an attacking side. He hasn't been able to do it since we got promoted. He's good at setting teams up to get a result and nick a goal on the counter-attack. But look at the players that we've got at our disposal, and he doesn't know how to get the best out of them. He's played for 60 minutes and hope in the last half an hour we can nick a goal. It's embarrassing. Look at the money that we've spent. Big game on Sunday. We need to win Sunday, otherwise what he's done tonight could be the final straw for many, because it is for me.
Well, that was the most painful game that I think I've watched this season. That was just absolutely dreadful. I guess we should start with the team selection, which from Twitter, it's just been erupting. Why are we playing such a weak team when the only thing that we're competing in is the FA Cup this year? Why has he started with that front three? That front three is like a mid-table championship starting lineup. Fabio Silva again, awful. Gibbs-White is no way good enough to be Premier League, and Benita didn't really get much of a chance. I don't know what someone has seen in Fabio Silva to think that he's a good footballer, because every game that I've watched, he's not shown anything that's good. Usually with a young talent, there's usually something that you think, oh, he's good at that, and then he can develop, because he's not fast, he's not strong, he's not good at finishing, he's not good in the air. he's done maybe like a good few passes, but apart from that, I don't know what he's good at. Definitely striker wise. So waste of money. I personally think he's just not going to be very good at all. And then it seemed like what the plan was is to sort of hold on, and then on the 60-minute mark, get the better guys on to try and go for the win. And then obviously bringing on Ait-Nouri for Johnny. I'm not sure why. Ait-Nouri again. I hope we don't sign him. I think he's rubbish. But yeah, so I felt like as soon as he came on, it was game over. Basically, I thought he's going to be very leaky down that left side. So then the first goal goes in. Again, I think the players thought it was offside, so no one really tried to challenge it because they thought it was offside, and then getting overturned. And then obviously, I think we had a bright spell for about 5 minutes where Adama Traore should have scored. And then after that, it seemed like the game was really slow, and then they go 2-0, it's game over. So it's a game for everyone that's Nuno out is going to be saying this is exactly why. I personally don't think that he should be. I'm not a Nuno out person, but I just think we're so boring this year. I think no shots on target. Well, we had one with the Adama Traore, but just no chances. Nothing. It's not exciting. It's just boring football. You know, constantly passing it back. No one really looks like they want to score. And then, you know, I think even the subs, when they come on, they were rubbish as well. Like, everyone just had a rubbish game today. I don't even think one person played well. But, you know, against the Southampton team that is low on confidence, low on form, you know, they've lost to Newcastle and got battered by Manchester United, and now they've gained confidence here, and then we've got them on the weekend. So, yeah, just a frustrating game, really, because you've got to be going for the FA Cup, you know, when we're mid-table. We're not really going for a fuck all, really, in the league. So, strange decisions today. It's just annoying, really. Very frustrating game.
No words.
Not even going to go into too much detail tonight. Shocking team selection. Shocking performance. One shot on target in 3 hours of home games. It's not good enough. Questions need to be asked. But are people going to ask the questions? If it was me now, the season's done. All we had left was the cup. So the season's done. Best we're going to do in the league's finished about 12th, if we're lucky. As much as it hurts to say it, I'd be looking for a new coach now. I'd get him in, gives him time, gives him 15 games, 14, 15 games to assess the squad, put his stamp on it, get his philosophies across, and I'd be looking now. Because it's all right saying that we're in a transition. When we're going to see it, he wants us to be more possession-based. How many times have we had the most possession in a match this season? I bet it's less than 10. It's not good enough because we're not seeing anything from the transition. So to me now, it just sounds like an excuse. So, Nuno, thanks for all you've done, mate. And honestly, Wolves fans always respect you for it. We've had some good times. But I think it's time to say our goodbyes.
Wolves 0, Southampton 2. I want to try and be as polite and politically correct as I can be, but I'm really struggling. It's been about 5 takes to even get this far. Team news, I was okay with it. I don't like criticising a team before, you know, we've seen how the game pans out. You know, it definitely wasn't our strongest team, no doubt about it. But I thought, you know, I could sort of see the game plan possibly would have been get to 60 minutes, put on the main guys and try and win the game. Reality was it stunk. We've given all the initiative to a team who have won no games in 11, shipped 9 last week, bereft of confidence, and we've just given them the initiative just to play. We never really challenged them, put any pressure on them. A first goal, I don't know what Kilman's doing, but to be fair, it wasn't. I'm not singling Kilman out for this because the back line a few times was an absolute disgrace. Kept playing him onside. yeah, you know, Ruddy made a half decent save. He kept us in it really. I'm gutted that he's ended that way for him. Don't think he's good enough, but I don't want to see him make a mistake like that, really. That's probably going to be his last game for us, I would imagine, barring a Patricio injury, because I can't see him sticking around after this summer. Put it out now on Twitter. You can't defend Nuno. More, you know, you can't defend the team either. I think that it's so abject. It's embarrassing, that performance. Absolutely shocking. And now you can judge the team selection. What's Nuno thinking, really? Like, what we're playing for? What, we're going to finish 12th? What's the point? Southampton have now got a quarter-final against Bournemouth to get to Wembley. And we're better, you know, I think we're a better team than Southampton, especially the one in the current form it's in. And we're just embarrassing. I'll never understand that decision tonight. I'd rather chuck the game on Sunday. There's no chance we're going down. And I'll say it's been the 5th time I've done this video, just trying to keep it nice and clean. But I don't know where we go from here, if I'm honest with you. If Nuno is taking the club forward next season, which that's a coin toss for me at the minute, if I'm being honest with you, let's just go back to 4 at the back. Let's start blooding the system and the style you want to play next season. If he ain't sticking around, he might as well go now. But at the same time, I want him to stick around. Personally, I still think he can turn it around. Call me a blind faith, but something's got to change. If the players aren't playing for him, it's what I said the other week. If players aren't playing for you, it's easier to get rid of the manager than a squad of, 19 we've got rather than 25. So he's going to have to go, but I hope we can turn it round. Just fast forward till August and get him into next season, please.